Pavan, Pavan, can you unmute yourself? Mute yourself. Hello, good morning, everyone. Are you able to see my screen? Unmute yourself and speak.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Thanks for the confirmation. Yesterday, we are discussing about the vanilla implementation and how to create the implementation project, and we can see the what are the different types of instances are there in the Oracle. Those are the dev instance, test instance, and production instance, and vision instance. But today class is completely different from the uh, what we discussed previously. So be focused on today class. The if you understand the today class, you are able to crack the any interview. You are able to uh, understand the next further coming sessions also. So today's session is the more important. So first, I'm start with the uh, enterprise structure. Before starting of the enterprise structure, first I'm linking the uh, family relations. I'm family tree. First, family tree. What is the family tree? You can see under the family tree. Suppose if we take some person X is there. X is there. X is having a some lineal ascendants, some lineal descendants also. X is having father. Also, X is having grandfather also. Likewise, X is having great grandfather also. I am mentioning here G father. This we can call as a lineal ascendants for the X. If you take the lineal descendants for the X, we can son X is having a son, and X is having a grandson. X is having a great grandson. Okay, this we can call it as a family tree. Understand my point? The same family tree interconnected with the blood relations. As like the family tree, in Oracle ERP also, some enterprise structure is there. This is the enterprise structure. See, first we discuss about the enterprise structure, then we'll move forward the, this is the, I'm giving the here the high level view of the enterprise structure. In this enterprise structure, legal entity is the top priority and top post. And under the legal entity, we have a ledgers. Under the ledgers, we have a business units. In short, we can call it as BUs. ledgers we can call it as a primary ledger, secondary ledger. In ledgers there are two types of ledgers are there, primary ledgers and secondary ledgers. We can in short we can call it as PL. For legal entity we can call it as a LE. Okay, someone in the meeting, those are all are in lobby. Okay, yeah, under the enterprise structure we have a legal entity. Under the legal entity we have a ledgers. Under the ledgers we have a business units. Under the business units we have a chart of accounts. So here the legal entity, what is the legal entity? The legal entity is here the owns the data. Okay, under the legal entity must be mapped with the ledgers. The ledgers is having what is the ledger? Here I'm explaining here again. What is the ledger here? What is the ledger? Under the ledger, how we create the ledger? What are the components we are having in the ledger? For creating the ledger, we must, yesterday we are discussing about that currency calendar. So currency calendar are the part of the ledger. If we create the ledger, we have a four C's. Understand my point? Four C's. Okay. What are the four C's? C, the words are starting with the C only. C I can mention as a currency, calendar, and COA. In short, we can call it as a COA. COA means chart of accounts. Then accounting rules are accounting conventional methods. Accounting methods. Accounting methods, it comes under the accrual concept and some other concepts also there. So this is the high level view of the how we are create the ledger. The ledger consists of the these four components. For these four components, we are mapped to the for creation with these four components will help to the creation of the ledger. Using this ledger, we can create we can map with the legal entity and business units. Okay, yeah. What is the legal entity? Here I will explain here. What is the legal entity? Here the legal entity is the entity registered under the law. The law is completely different from country to country. In a world, we have around 195 countries are there. For 195 countries, the purpose of the acts and the laws of the regulatory laws are completely different as per the country specific laws. So the legal entity here is the company registered under the particular law. For India, the Companies Act governed under the MCA Corporation. Here, MCA is the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Okay, so the legal entity, what is the legal entity? The legal entity is registered under the according with the Companies Act under the specific country. Okay, what is business unit? You'll see here. The business unit. in an organization, in a company, we are doing some activities like sale, purchase. We are doing with this these BUs. In short, we can call it as a BU. If you're doing any sales transaction or purchasing transactions, or if you are doing any R&D activity, here R&D means research and development activities for invention of new products. These whole activities comes under the business units. Okay. Here this enterprise structure flow I will explain in notes. Here I want to explain the what is enterprise structure. I'm taking this. What is enterprise structure? The enterprise structure. The enterprise structure defined by the Oracle, what it says is how the financial data organized, controlled, and using the reported. What the enterprise structure says, how the financial data is organized, controlled, and reported. For mnemonic purpose, I am giving a OCR here. OCR. See, what is enterprise structure? The enterprise structure is nothing but how the organization of financial data is organized, controlled, and reported. And we need to understand that link the relation between the legal entity and a ledger and business units. We can call it as a enterprise structure. This whole enterprise structure we can see in the notes. This is the enterprise structure notes I have prepared myself. First we focus on the definition, then we'll move to the enterprise structure hierarchy. Uh, what is enterprise structure? The enterprise structure is the how the financial data is organized, controlled, and reported. It establishes the relationship between the legal entities, business units, ledgers, and chart of accounts. What enterprise structure is says that how the financial data we want to display to that other companies for internal shareholders and how we report to the governmental authorities is saying that along with that controlling and reporting the what enterprise structure do, it create the relationship between the legal entities, see legal entities, business units, and primary ledger. Okay, we can see the just first to understand the what is enterprise structure. Under the enterprise structure, as we discussed in the Excel sheet, enterprise is the top level is always stand on the top level. We can see the higher management, the top level management, all the top level management is under the focus on enterprise only. This enterprise represents only the entire organization. Coming to that, under the enterprise, we have a legal entity is there. In short, we can call it as LE. LE represents legally registered entity in a specific country. The legal entity is having its own financial data related to that, how many business units is having, how many primary ledgers is having, how the business units and primary ledgers are mapped to that mapped. All the data is linked in the this legal entity. Under the legal entity, we have a one business unit is there. What will do in the business unit? Nothing but the business unit is nothing but operating enterprise in the organization. The operating unit within the legal entity. For what purpose we are using this business unit? The business unit is used for the reporting, operational and security purposes. For reporting purpose means here the as per the suppose if we take the example as the company is registered in India, we need to report the company status and we need to report the company profits and losses to the concerned government, concerned income tax authorities, and operational and security purpose. Okay. Yeah, we are already discussed about the under the business unit. We have a primary ledger. The primary ledger consists of what are the things? The primary ledger consists of chart of accounts, calendar, currency, and accounting conventional methods. These combination of these four elements, we can create the primary ledger. What primary ledger is says, we can see here. Stores the accounting transactions for a legal entity. It stores the it stores the transaction related to the this legal entity, and one LE must have a one primary ledger. At least if you are creating a one legal entity, that legal entity must be linked with the one primary ledger. Not only one primary ledger, we can map to the two or more primary ledgers. We can map at least one primary ledger is compulsory. And coming to the chart of accounts, under the primary ledger, we have a four C's. One of the C is chart of accounts. This chart of accounts we are discussed detail in the today's session completely. What are there in chart of accounts? The chart of accounts contains structure of the accounts. The structure of the, what are the structure of the accounts? The structure of the accounts contains company, department, location, service line, other segments also we can they contain. What it says, define the structure of the accounts. It contains segments, rules and values used by the ledger. These accounts details or COA details are used by the primary ledger. Under the chart of accounts, the chart of accounts we are created in the general ledger. For general ledger, subledger, if we are creating the general chart of accounts in the general ledger, someone is understanding about that we are creating a chart of accounts in general ledger. Other ledgers might be used or not, useful or not. For that purpose, we need to understand that if we create the chart of accounts, it's a heart of the ERP structure or enterprise structure. So if you create the chart of accounts, those chart of accounts used by the subledger modules. What are the subledger modules? We are discussing the previous classes also. Accounts payable, accounts receivable, fixed assets, cash management, and expense modules. Here the what are the subledger transactions? Here notes they saying that AP, AR, FA, and cash management modules. Here the I expenses we are not used in the uh, coming fusion, the current fusion applications. The I expenses here used in the EBS applications. Here I means internet expenses. We are not saying that I expenses. We are say that only expenses only. AR, AP, and CM I expenses, etc. Created transaction in the ledger. See, these are the ERP structure hierarchies interlinked with the enterprise. This is the way we need to map the our configurations. Okay, we can see the what are the key points we need to understand the for creation of the chart of accounts, creation of the structure instance, we need to, before going to creation, we need to understand the key points. Here, a legal entity is the owner of the data, correct? A legal entity is always the owner of the data. What the data is created under the chart of accounts, primary ledger, all the data relates to the specific legal entity only. Next point is very important. Many interviews they ask you this type of questions. One legal entity can have multiple business units. Okay, a legal entity. Someone is saying that for each country we are creating a one legal entity. So for country specific, we are creating a one business unit. For reporting requirements, we are created one or more business units. That business unit we are linked to this legal entity. So here the mention the point is at least one legal entity can have multiple business units. So one or more multiple business units having these business units. One legal entity must have a one primary ledger. Here see, one legal entity must have linked with the one primary ledger. We are already seen this, the primary ledger is having, it's not only a primary ledger we are seeing that it's a consolidated ledger for the reporting and reporting purposes. For secondary ledger we are using for the for local reporting purpose. And we see the another point. Yeah, a ledger can be shared by multiple legal entities. Yes, the point here mentioned is the this is the interconnection between these 2 points. One legal entity is a, must have a one primary ledger. A ledger can be shared by multiple legal entities. We can use the common chart of accounts, common currency, common calendar. Using this common chart of accounts, common calendar, common currency, we can share the multiple legal entities across the different countries or different organizations to maintain the stability and centralized financial reporting. We can maintain using the using of common chart of accounts. A chart of accounts is defined at a ledger level. Yes, correct. Uh, under the ledger only we can define the chart of accounts. Okay. Yeah, subledger accounting, all accounting events are coming to the AP, and what are the transactions we are entered in the AP, AR, FA, and cash management modules. All the transactions will flow into the general ledger module. That point here mentioned here is a subledger, subledgers post accounting events to the ledgers. And what are the benefits of the this ERP structure? We can see here. We are already discussed about that we are maintaining a common chart of accounts, common currency, common calendar. We can come into the existence the centralized financial reporting for all countries. They are reporting in a same chart of accounts. Okay, there is no discrepancy in the reporting. We are using the enterprise structure. If you are following the enterprise structure, and consistent accounting and compliance, if you are maintaining the same common chart of accounts, there is a consistency in a reporting and accounting also. If the currencies of the country is completely different, we are using the managed daily rates. We can create the centralized accounting for the financial reporting, and data security and access control is main advantage of this common chart of accounts, and standardization across the global operations. Okay. Before coming to this ERP structure, first I will discuss about the one business scenario. Most of the interviews they will ask, when I am starting off my career, when I attending the interview, they ask me the simple questions. Can you, Mahesh, can you tell me about the what is the enterprise structure of your previously working in the project? Many of the people are saying that I'm not remember exactly the structure. My students, I want to say this. Uh, you need to remember. Here, I will show you the simple example. The enterprise. You start your answer like this. We had one enterprise. We had created one enterprise structure. Under the enterprise, we have a six legal entities. Here I am giving a short form, six LEs. Under the six LEs, we have a two ledgers. We are maintaining a two primary ledgers or two ledgers. Along with that, we are maintaining eight business units. I'm giving a short name as DU. Then interviewer asked me the again further question regarding that why Mahesh uh, you are having a six legal entities, why you are maintaining eight business units? My our answer is need to like that. mm, Before you're defining the six legal entities, their interviewer always ask about what are the countries you are doing your business. You're simply saying that if you are having a six legal entities, so six legal entities, for each legal entity, you need to assign one country. Suppose for you are doing your organization doing business in six countries. So USA, India, and Germany, and UK, Australia, and Singapore. Okay. For currencies of the these six countries are completely different. For USA, where we are using dollar, US dollars, USD. For India, we are using INR, Indian rupees. For Germany, we are using euros. For UK, we are using Great Britain pounds, GBP. For Australia, we are using Australian dollar, AUD. For Singapore, we are using SGD, Singapore dollar. But our main business is doing in our company is registered in complete USD. So USA, our chart of accounts are everything is maintaining in USD only. This is the common chart of accounts, common currency, or common calendar we are using like this. Yeah, coming to that again interview question, they asked me about that. You are having a six legal entities. Why you are maintaining eight business units for reporting purpose? Our organization maintaining for legality and volume of transactions for USA and India, we are maintaining two business units. So that is US sales and US services. For India also same. For India sales and India services. So we are discussed the point about that the legal entity must be mapped to the at least one business unit. Along with that, we can map the business unit is having multiple business units. Okay, this example because of this we are using the six legal entities and two ledgers and eight business units. Because of this, we are using the common COA, common COA, and common calendar, and common currency. We are configure the enterprise structure. This is the way you need to answer the interviewer questions. Then he will understand that you are having a knowledge on enterprise structure. You are previously working on the project. So the same example I can show you in the I will show you in the notes. Okay. In this enterprise structure, you can see here directly. This is the sample ERP structure. The enterprise structure name is Global Pharma Group. Under the Global Pharma Group, we are having a six legal entities. See, legal entity US, legal entity Germany, legal entity India, legal entity UK, legal entity Australia, legal entity Japan. Under the legal entity USA, we have a two business units. One is sales and other one is services. For Germany also having two, sales and R&D, research and development. And India we have a two LEs, two business units. Under LE we have a business unit, manufacturing and support. And UK we have a sales, and Australia we have only sales only. Because of the volume of transactions in UK, AU and Japan were very small. That is the reason we are maintaining only one business unit. Here the volume of transactions are very huge. This is the reason we are maintaining a two business units. Okay, this is the high level view of the enterprise structure. Uh, we have to in today topic we are discussing about the what are the chart of accounts. For each and every topic what we discuss in today, this is the high level view only. Okay, today we are discuss in detail about the chart of accounts. Okay, what is chart of accounts, what are the chart of accounts, what are the chart of accounts is there, and what are the design we need to follow while creation of the chart of accounts. We need to see in the PPT. Let's move on to the PPT. This is the PPT I have prepared yesterday. Generally, for Oracle Fusion or for general ledger application for enterprise structure, what are the heart of the fusion? The heart of the fusion is, I can say it as a chart of the accounts. If your design is very clear and picture is very clear about the chart of accounts, there is no issues in the further primary ledger and primary ledger creation and a legal entity creation. Here the accounting key flex field, you need to understand the accounting key flex field. The accounting key flex field we are defined under the general ledger. What it will do, the accounting key flex field act as a or bridge between the chart of accounts and general ledger. Okay, and under the chart of accounts we have a segments and value sets. What are the segments? We are discussing about that if we are creating a chart of accounts, at least two minimum segments are required. What are those? Company and account. What is COA? Generally, COA, I can say it is a it's a heart of the Oracle Fusion. For definition purpose, what it written, we can see here. COA is the collection of the segments used to uniquely identify every accounting transaction. What it says, COA is the chart of accounts is collection of the segments, and it means it's a multiple segments are there. Here we need to understand the what is the segments. I can say segments are company, department, accounts, and process lines, projects, future segments. I can say these are the I can say the segments. What COIs do uniquely identify the every accounting transaction. It identify the it give the unique code combination. What it will do? Well, creation of COA. For what is the purpose of creating the COA chart of accounts? The main purpose of the creation of the chart of accounts is that internal reporting and external reporting and statutory reporting and management reporting. What is the internal reporting? In a company we have a directors, shareholders, and many other persons are there. If we are creating any financial transactions, what are the transactions we are doing in the business, those transactions we are reported internally. For external reporting, what is the purpose of reporting an external? In a company many of the shareholders are invested, like a small shareholders, large shareholders and small shareholders, are minority shareholders also there. For those purpose we are reporting to that, we are reporting in the annual general meeting. So this is the type of external reporting. What is the statutory reporting? The statutory reporting is nothing but we can report our financial data, our P&L account, balance sheet of the every year. We can report to the government and pay the taxes. Understand my point? And what is the management reporting? In a company, the top level management, middle level management, lower level management is there. In the level management, the directors, company CEOs, and founder of the company, many other persons are there. For reporting their top level management, we are using this COA, chart of accounts. Okay, yeah, we will move further slide. Uh, what is accounting key flex field? Yeah, I'm already discussed about the accounting key flex field. The accounting key flex field created under the general ledger. Why we create the accounting key flex field? This accounting key flex field act as a bridge between the this general ledger and COA structure. You can see the hierarchy of the accounting key flex field. Under the general ledger, we are created the accounting key flex field. Under the accounting key flex field, we have created the COA structure. Under the COA structure, we can define the segments. Under the segments, we are define the value sets. Here the what are the here we are already discussed about the segments. Segments is nothing but a company, department, location, service. These we can call it as a segments. What are the value sets? If we discuss about that, if you are taking the company is divided into three or more parts as per the business requirement. For a company we are saying that uh, X company, X company financial services, X company construction services, X company management services. We can define this type of differentiation, we can say it as a value sets. See, this is the COA structure of the XYZ incorporating group. XYZ Inc. group, we can say it is. What it will say, the COA structure of the XYZ Inc. group is built from the three core segments combined to form a unique code combination for every transaction. Why we are defining this code combination? Because of that, if we are enter any transactions in the financial structure, the transaction will not represent any other department, any other account. So if we are defining that under the company, we are defining the value set as 101. 101 here identifies the legal entity. Okay, the department here is the identify the finance department. Here the department for the cost, the label is cost center segment label. For account, we are using the natural account segment label. For using these three combinations, we'll define the 101 and fin and 610100. This we can call it as a code combination of the account. Using this code combination, we can make the financial entries into the organization. What are the segments and value sets? We are already discussed about that the segments is nothing but a company, department, and account. Okay, for segments, for every segment we need to create the value set. For company, we need to create the company value set. For company, we are need to map it to the company value set. For this company value set, we need to map to the segment values. Here previous slide we are see that this company value set is mapped to the department and account. This is the combination, this is, you can call it as a code combination. Likewise, we need to map the segments with the value set, the value set mapped with the segment values. Same like department and department value set and financials also. And if you coming to that account, for account we are what we created as per the our organization doing the business. If you are doing the any sales transaction, we need to create the sales account. If you need if our organization doing any purchase related transactions, we need to create the purchase account. If our organization doing any R&D related activities, we need to create the R&D account. Like that, we need to create the accounts as per the business requirement or client provided requirements. How it works, this segment and value sets, how it works, this accounting code combination, how it will work. It will work, each segment is assigned to exactly one value set. Okay, the value set defines the list of valid segments that can be used when recording the transactions. Got my point? This is the level of the segment. What are the segments? We are see that company, department, account, and under the value set, what it will do. Under the value set, it will control the valid entries per segment. Okay. Under the segment values, we have a consulting and finance and expense. This is, you can call it as a code combination. Okay, are you able to understand the what we discussed up to, or can I move forward, or can I repeat again? Someone tell me.
Continue, Mahesh.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, here previously discussed about the in company, what are the value sets we are having. For if you are assuming that company, the company is having, company is doing multiple business activities, consulting services, financial services, and construction services. If you are joining any company in a department, you are see the finance department, HR department, marketing department, and sales department. Um, Finance department will mainly focus on the finance related transactions. The HR is mainly focused on the recruitment and the retirement of the employees, and market is completely focused on the marketing of their products using the different websites and advertisements through most affordable brand ambassadors. And sales, we are seeing that some sales representatives are there. They are meet that required customers and targeted customers. Based upon this, they are doing the sales transactions. Account, based upon the business requirement, we are creating that. If we are having a company, in that company we are maintaining some of the employees. For paying those, for employees we are paying monthly salaries. For those, we are maintaining a salary account. And administration of expenses, for administrating these departments, we are maintaining the administration expense account. If we are doing airfare account, for business purpose, any of the clients or any of the employees going abroad or within the India, they are traveling, we are maintaining the airfare accounts. For along with that, we are maintaining the bank accounts. How COA is created? For creating the COA, first we need to create the segments. He, see here. First we need to create the segments. The segments consist of the company, department, and account. Once we create the segment, then we move to the creation of the value set. For every segment, we need to create the value set. For company, we are created as a segment. We need to create the company value set. For department, we need to create the department value set. For account, we need to create the account value set. This is the way you need to follow the hierarchy. Once you create the value sets, you need to maintain the segment values. The segment values is nothing but uh, in your organization. For previous example, we are saying that finance department having a multiple accounts. Suppose expense account, purchase account, sales account. These type of accounts, we can say it as a segment values. After creation of all these three, next we further step is build the chart of accounts, create the chart of accounts, then deploy the chart of accounts. Then we are ready with the transactions. We are able to enter the transactions in Oracle ERP software. How COA design will decide. We are previously we are discussed about the segments. Segments, we can say it as how many segments we need to create in an organization. The COA design guidelines is generally decided by the architect of the company or architect of the solution architect, or as a consultant we are also working together and decide how many segments are required, how many legal entities are required. This is the COA design. We need to understand very carefully. For generally, if you run any chart of accounts, at least we need two minimum segments are required. What are the two minimum segments? Company and account. Here you can see here. Company and account are mandatory segments. Every COA must indicate at least these two segments. What are the maximum limit of the segments? We are what are the segments we are discussed previously? Company, account, department, service line. Like that, we can create up to 30 segments for each COA structure. Along with that minimum and maximum segments, always as a consultant, I'm suggesting that once we create this COS structure, we are not able to add the one more segment, not possible. For this reason, we need to add the one or more buffer segments. Those buffer segments, we can call it as a future one or future two segments. Okay, this is the way we need to design the COA. Generally, these are the common COA segments. For a company where you are creating the legal entity identifier. For account, we are creating the natural account. For natural account classification, we are creating the account segment. For service line, which business service category and which product we are dealing with. We are dealing with the cosmetics products. We are dealing with the any pesticides products. This type of service lines we need to understand. For differentiate the service lines, we need to create the service line segment. For project tracking, we need to create the project segment. For department, you need to differentiate the HR related services, finance related services. You need to differentiate. You need to create the departmental segment. For intercompany, some companies they're using their company own services. For example, if you take the example of a Tata is taking the internal services. If you see that Tata is Tata Power is taking the service of Tata Motors using the service of Tata Power. So this is the, you can call it as a intercompany transactions. Using this intercompany transactions, we can track the intercompany inter entity transactions. Okay, we are already discussed about the feature one, feature two segments. Once we finalize the COA, further client asking about that, can you add one more segment? Can you add two more segments? It can't be possible. This is the reason we are adding the feature one and feature two segments. This is, you can call it as a buffer segment for the future use. These are the general interview points related to this. If you are clear about this, uh, can I just show you the how ERP structure? I will show. This is the ERP structure. Are you able to see my screen? Mm, we have only 5 minutes. What are the points we are discussing in the PPT? The same points written in the this notes only. If you want, you can see after the class. I will share the same with you. Uh, do you have any doubts? You can ask me for today's session and unmute yourself and speak. Everyone, are you okay with the today class or need to repeat again?
Yes, no doubt, Piyush.
Okay, thank you, Pujita. Uh, you don't have any doubts, you may drop off.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Sai.